Marine Le Pen, the populist right-wing candidate in France that looked like she was going to get the majority of the votes in the French election, has been charged with a crime, some sort of embezzlement type crime, and she has been disqualified for running for office. Are you starting to see a pattern yet when it comes to sort of the international order, the EU in particular? Romania has an election, right-wing populist candidate wins. They say, nah, that election doesn't count. Then before they could have the second round of elections, they say, oh, by the way, that guy's under arrest. He can't run for the election. Then we see this occurring in France. We see it occurring in Belarus, where they're saying, oh, Russian speaking peoples in Belarus can't vote in their elections because they didn't significantly protest against Putin enough. We've seen this all throughout with the EU, even if you go back to the Lisbon Treaty, which was voted against, and then they had to re-vote for it because the EU said, oh, we'll only give you democracy if you vote in the way in which we suggest. And then in addition to that, you can see things like in the UK that now they're having enhanced sentencing if you happen to be a white person. The truth is that the EU represents what the United States will become. This is the globalist dream. They don't care about democracy. They tell you they do, but by democracy, all they mean is those that are in power having a voice, not the individuals. And if the individuals decide that they will vote against those in power, then they themselves will be punished and will be censored for disinformation, or they'll just arrest and make sure that the populist candidates that they want to vote for are ineligible to run for office. This is happening, and you also saw this happen in Brazil. It's happening all across the world from the same people that tell us repeatedly, oh, we have to have democracy, and make no mistake about it. The plan was to lock up Donald Trump. They used lawfare to try to prevent him, only because of protections offered by the fact that we have a Second Amendment and a First Amendment, and there were enough people in this country to overwhelmingly not accept this, did we end up with the election of Trump. It is do or die for Trump. The Western world is falling. It is becoming anti-democratic. Voices that are critical of the established orthodoxy will be silenced, as we can see, which is happening right now, like with Marine Le Pen. And if Trump doesn't do enough in this country to out those establishment institutions for the corruption that exists there and to hold people criminally accountable, and we end up with another establishment president and establishment Congress people going forward, then all hope will be lost, and you'll get to choose between the puppet on the left versus the puppet on the right, but no one that would significantly challenge the establishment orthodoxy and the authoritarianism that they want to rule over all of us.